Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here, and welcome to another video. Now it's safe to say the Wyatt 6 Final Testament plus The Miz, let's not forget The Miz, feud is well and truly underway. The wheels are in motion, and if booked correctly, and it's a big if, this could be one of the most intriguing feuds in recent memory. This could be fire. Honestly, if WWE get this right, we will be eating well. This can deliver. I'm truly optimistic it can. However, there's a few things along the way they need to get right. And this is really important for not only Karrion Kross, but also the Wyatt 6 to continue their momentum and to really get the WWE fans taking both sides seriously. Now, of course, this all kicked off with Uncle Howdy and co cryptically targeting The Miz and eventually going after The Miz. Uncle Howdy appearing seemingly out of nowhere to attack The Miz. But did he attack The Miz? No. He put his hands on Paul Ellering, a 71-year-old man. Bo Dallas delivered what can only be described as a heinous, vicious attack on Paul Ellering with a mandible claw. And it's safe to say that Karrion Kross is not happy about this. Karrion Kross is livid. Don't put your hands on a Final Testament member because it ain't going to end well. Now, of course, the big question comes up. Who is going to win? And I don't mean in terms of a match or matches, which I'm sure we're going to get. I mean, at the end of this feud, and I know it's only just started, but at the end of the feud, who is actually going to come out the winner? Now, it needs to be both of them. This is a big moment for Karrion Kross. A big moment for the Wyatt 6. And if they can both come out smelling of roses, then it's delivered. There is so much to explore from a creative side. So many layers when it comes to storytelling. Throwbacks to the Miztourage. Surely Bo Dallas is going to address that at some point. Way back when, of course, basically being Miz's lackey alongside Curtis Axel and, of course, Maurice being the valet, I suppose, if you like. And it kind of feels that there's so much personal shenanigans going on between each individual within this, with so many moving parts along the way as well. Of course, remember that Bray Wyatt and The Miz had a feud, and this was around the Fiend era as well. Now, we didn't see the Fiend wrestle Miz. We saw regular Bray, Firefly Funhouse Bray, wrestle The Miz. But you can go way back to 2013 as well, with some connections also with the Wyatts and The Miz. And another person people seem to be forgetting is Dexter Lumis, Mercy the Buzzard. In his recent history, and I say recent, it wasn't that long ago, a couple of years ago, the history between him and The Miz. Let's not forget that The Miz paid Dexter Lumis to put these hits on him in that weird and bizarre twist that we saw between Dexter Lumis and The Miz. And of course, let's not also forget that it was Karrion Kross's dream to work with Bray Wyatt. He was going to work with Bray Wyatt in the lead up to WrestleMania 39, and now he gets the chance to create magic with Bo. So you got to believe that Bo Dallas and Karrion Kross are sat down just working out some absolute magic for us to look forward to along the way. Now, I'm a massive fan of Karrion Kross. I think he's got so much potential, and at this moment, he does not fear Howdy at all. If he can get his character right, in the right lane, and showcase his fantastically, often underrated promo skills, he is going to come out smelling of roses. And also the same goes for Bo Dallas. There's a lot that needs to go on in this feud to make it work. On paper, it's got so much potential, but for it to actually deliver, we need to see psychological mind games between Bo Dallas and Karrion Kross. Promos that just take your breath away because there's so much detail and so many layers within. We need to see more of Bo Dallas showcasing his skills, cutting promos. We need to see that. We need to see more from the other characters within the Wyatt 6. But at this point now, you don't want the Wyatt 6 to feel like they're just this mid-card act that float in and out every now and their memo is just attack people that have turned heel. Because after time, that's going to feel a little bit stale, a little bit repetitive, and you need to mix it up from time to time. And there's so much that they can explore. Think back to that Uncle Howdy Bo Dallas promo. That was incredible. Honestly, showcased Bo Dallas's skills left, right, and centre. We need to see more of that. We need to see Karrion Kross try to manipulate the other members of the Wyatt Six, play mind games with Dexter Lumis and co. Because you know it's coming. Kross is a strong character, a 6'4", 265-pound weapon. He ain't afraid of Howdy, and he isn't afraid to maybe expose some cracks within the Wyatt Six psychologically to get through to numerous characters. You know he's going to try and do that. How is Howdy going to resist that? We need to see Uncle Howdy more vicious, I suppose, if you like. We need to see a lethal side of Howdy. Bring out this mean streak. Now, I know this is probably going to upset a lot of people, but I'm just being completely honest. I'm being completely transparent. I'm not going to blow smoke for the sake of it. Like, I genuinely believe that this version of Uncle Howdy isn't that intimidating. He doesn't strike me as a character that you would fear. Why would Karrion Kross fear this version of Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas? Now, this version of Uncle Howdy you fear. Also, this version of Uncle Howdy you fear. Same version, but different context, right? You fear that version of Uncle Howdy, but this version, for me, it doesn't appear physically to be menacing enough. Do you get where I'm coming from with it? And they can get there, they really can. Which makes me think that this literally is just the start, and we're going to see a more vicious, more dominant version of Bo Dallas. Potentially not even as Uncle Howdy. We might see an evolution of that character at some point. And I'm not saying Bo Dallas brings out the Fiend, but we see Bo Dallas in this more menacing, kind of intimidating role. Now, obviously, he can't change his physique. He's 6'1", 230 pounds. He's a big guy, but he isn't the biggest when it comes to the WWE roster. But where he excels is psychologically. And psychologically, he needs to manipulate people better. Now, of course, at the moment, WWE have got to be very clever with the way that they book the Wyatt Six. They don't really want to force the Wyatt Six down your throats. It's going to be a slow build over time, where eventually I believe it will be gold. It will. But also at the same time, you don't want them just to appear like they're this mid-card act. We want a little bit more. We can't dress it up. The end of that whole American-made Wyatt Six feud got a little bit dry towards the end, didn't it? It didn't really have many answers, and ultimately it didn't really change Chad Gable at all. So that brings up the question, is Uncle Howdy actually trying to help people, change people, or is he trying to get them to embrace their true self? And that doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. In the case of Chad Gable, just accentuated his narcissism, his ego, didn't it? With The Miz probably going to do the same. And I love this dynamic with The Miz reluctantly joining the Final Testament and pairing up with them to take on the Wyatt Six. It's going to be really intriguing. I can't wait to see where it goes. But I need Howdy to feel more threatening, because at the moment, he doesn't feel like that. And again, I really, really want this to work. I want this to deliver the best it can do. I just feel like we need a little bit more from Howdy. We need a little bit more from the others. We don't need this rinse and repeat, attack people that are turning heel. Like, there needs to be a little bit more to it. And they haven't even been on a PLE yet. I mean, come on, let's get them on a PLE. We need to start striking here with this. Yes, I'm patient, and yes, I can't wait to see all the devils in the detail pay off, and it will be huge. But for the moment, I think we just need that little bit more. What do you think? Now, in terms of Victor, I'm going with the Wyatt Six. I do think the Wyatt Six will win this feud. But in the end, it will be the storytelling, if booked correctly, that will be the talking point. What do you think? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. And as always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.